Hello and welcome to AnesthesiaTOOLS podcast. This section is intended to help you with some summarized or concise descriptions on topics asked in theory questions. Let's start with the first topic, making anesthesia more sustainable, or what is carbon footprint due to anesthesiology practice. Anesthesia contributes significantly to environmental pollution through greenhouse emissions, energy use, and waste. Key issues include potent anesthetic gases, high energy consumption, and disposable waste. Solutions involve choosing greener anesthetics, minimizing gas flow, improving waste management, and optimizing energy use. Balancing patient safety, cost, and resistance to change remains a challenge. Ongoing education and collaboration are essential for a sustainable future. Let's start with carbon footprint due to anesthesiology practice. Shall we elaborate on how anesthesia contributes to environmental pollution?
Absolutely. Anesthesia's environmental footprint mainly stems from two sources: waste anesthetic gases, or WAGs, and the significant energy required in operating rooms. Volatile agents like desflurane and nitrous oxide are especially problematic, as they're potent greenhouse gases with high global warming potential and can linger in the atmosphere for over a century.
So, these inhaled agents have a much higher climate impact than most people realize. Is it just these gases and the volatile anesthetics we need to worry about? Or does waste play a role as well?
Waste is a major issue too. The National Institutes of Health estimate that anesthesia procedures generate huge quantities of single-use plastics, packaging, and drug vials. These items not only clog landfills, but also contribute to microplastic pollution and unnecessary carbon emissions during production and disposal.
That's an important point. I think we need to touch on how energy consumption in operating rooms adds to this problem, correct?
Of course, operating rooms are among the most energy-intensive areas in any hospital. The round-the-clock use of lighting, ventilation, air conditioning, and high-powered equipment means they can consume up to 40% of a hospital's total energy, further intensifying their environmental footprint.
Let's dig deeper into the key contributors. You mentioned desflurane and nitrous oxide earlier. How do their environmental effects compare to other anesthetic gases?
Great question. Desflurane's global warming potential is over 500 times that of carbon dioxide, and nitrous oxide isn't far behind. In fact, a single hour of surgery using desflurane has roughly the same climate impact as driving a car for 400 kilometers. By contrast, agents like sevoflurane have a lower, but still significant, effect.
That's a shocking statistic. Now, when it comes to waste, what are some less obvious sources that contribute to the carbon footprint?
Besides the obvious single-use supplies, drug manufacturing and improper disposal play roles too. For example, intravenous agents like propofol, though not greenhouse gases, can harm aquatic life if they enter water systems. Even packaging materials, often overlooked, add up. Think of thousands of syringes and ampoules used daily worldwide.
It seems that the environmental impact is woven through every stage, from drug production to disposal. How does energy use compare to these factors in terms of emissions?
Energy use is substantial. According to a 2022 study, operating rooms can emit up to 6 times more greenhouse gases per square meter than other hospital areas. This is due to strict ventilation requirements and the need for uninterrupted power, making energy optimization a critical area for improvement.
Now we come to mitigation strategies toward greener anesthesia practices. Given these challenges, what strategies are available to reduce anesthesia's environmental impact without compromising patient care?
One promising approach is opting for regional anesthesia or total intravenous anesthesia, also known as TIVA, instead of inhalational agents. For example, propofol-based TIVA can cut greenhouse gas emissions by up to 90% compared to traditional gases.
That's a significant reduction. Are there technologies that target waste anesthetic gases directly?
Yes, waste anesthetic gas capture and destruction systems are increasingly being adopted. These devices absorb or break down volatile agents before they escape into the atmosphere. Some hospitals have reported a 95% reduction in anesthetic gas emissions using such technology.
Impressive. And how about in terms of waste and energy?
Adopting the 5 Rs reduce, reuse, recycle, rethink, and research has shown measurable progress. Hospitals are introducing recycling programs, using multi-use instruments, and rethinking supply chains. On the energy front, switching to LED lighting and high-efficiency HVAC systems can lower energy use by 30%.
Education and awareness seems crucial. Is there evidence that staff training makes the difference?
Absolutely. Studies show that hospitals running sustainability training see up to a 40% reduction in anesthesia-related waste, largely by empowering staff to adopt greener practices and question unnecessary disposables.
Now, challenges, trade offs, and the road to sustainable anesthesia. Transitioning to sustainable anesthesia isn't without obstacles. What are the main challenges clinicians face in implementing these changes?
Balancing patient safety with sustainability is paramount. While regional anesthesia may be greener, it's not always clinically appropriate. Financial constraints and resistance to change also slow adoption, as new systems require upfront investment and staff retraining.
What about the logistical aspect? How can hospitals improve recycling and waste management effectively?
Developing efficient, accessible recycling systems is key. This could mean color-coded bins for anesthetic drug residues and plastics, or centralized disposal services. Collaboration with manufacturers for take-back programs is another emerging solution.
Looking ahead, how do you see the role of anesthesiologists and healthcare leaders evolving in this space?
Anesthesia providers are uniquely positioned to lead change by advocating for policy updates, educating peers, and collaborating across the industry. With coordinated efforts, the specialty can significantly shrink its carbon footprint, benefiting both patients and the planet.
Thank you very much. That's a brief description about carbon footprint in anesthesiology practice.